Before you finalize that ticket, before you set that roster, you need the edge. Welcome to the 1 hour window that separates the winners from the losers. We're diving deep into the spreads, the over-unders, the value plays, and the sleepers you must start. Stop guessing and start winning. This is the Gridiron Gurus, providing
All
the
right.
ultimate NFL advantage
Good
exclusively
morning,
on the East
everybody.
Dimension
We are
Network.
live for week 16 of Gridiron Gurus, and it's surprisingly to say that because I can't believe that we're in week 16 of football. It doesn't feel like we should be, but this is Gridiron Gurus, and we're here to help you out with your fantasy lineups and tell you who's in and out and recap some Saturday football games.
Some gnarly Saturday
Some
football.
gnarly ones for sure. And one of them is actually our respected football team. So I mean, usually I am wearing a Caleb Williams jersey because they usually play on Sunday, but they played last night, and let's just say he worked some of his Iceman magic yesterday or last night. But remember to follow the ETB network. You can follow that on Twitter, YouTube, and remember to watch ETB or TFB Forecast ETB, which is where this video is being streamed live, and remember to watch the football forecast for our picks in the future. This is ETB Network is the YouTube channel, and then follow the show at TFB Forecast ETB. So let's start getting into who's in and who's out for this week. So we couldn't find like a long list from Schefter himself. So I am actually looking at the ESPN list. T. Higgins is in, which is awesome because I have to start him in my one fantasy league because he is my biggest receiver available because in that league I had Rome and Luther, and both of them were out yesterday, which kind of sucks. So I was kind of really I was really praying on him playing today, which he is playing, so that's good. Quinshon Junkins, he is going to give it a try today. Jason Sanders, I mean, it says with Quinn Ewers starting at QB, the Dolphins might need to rely on field goals. However, it is unclear as to whether it will be Riley Patterson or Sanders on getting the call. But Sanders is available if they need.
It says Sanders is not activated from IR.
Oh, well then I guess this might be a little old then. Okay, so Mason.
Yeah, he's ruled out.
Mason Tipton has an illness with I think he's going to play. It doesn't say much. It says
he's active.
Devon Vele on IR. The Saints could be down to just the trio of Chris Olave, Kevin Austin Jr., and Dante Pettis at wide receiver. That is not good. Tyrod Taylor, I think is the backup because it says Brady Cook will start for the Jets, which still doesn't bode well for them.
Yeah.
Gunnar Helm is expected to be in the passing mix, and Van Jefferson is expected to be able to play today. Rolled out before Sunday. Bam Knight has an ankle injury. Kadarrell Hodge, his season is over. He's been placed on IR. Matt Prater is out with a quad injury. Dylan Sampson has a hand injury. David Njoku has a knee injury. But Harold Fannin has been doing pretty well for them. So I that's not.
Yeah, Harold Fannon's just getting targets galore from Shador.
Well, that's because of the fact that Shador is a rookie, and
he's just
you rely on
his
your tight end.
Yep.
Which honestly, I hope Quinn Ewers does, because Darren Waller can help you out for the Dolphins. Oh God, Bushul Tootin, I think that's how you say it. I'm pretty sure I also butchered that.
No, you got that one. It's Bushul Tootin.
He will undergo surgery and is done for the rest of the regular season. DJ Dallas will join Quint Allen Jr. in the backup mix behind Travis Etienne Jr. Rasheed Rice has a concussion. Tyquan Thornton is also out. So Gardner Minshew will be forced to rely upon Xavier Worthy
and Travis Kelce.
Which Xavier Worthy is fast, but I don't know if I would necessarily say that he has the most reliable hands. That's my issue.
Yeah, Minshew's gonna have to rely on Worthy and then a 35-year-old Travis Kelce.
Ty Chandler has a knee injury. It wasn't until Saturday or yesterday when the team made it official that Chandler would remain on IR for week 16. But when you think about it, let me add Ben into here real quick. When you think about it,
there he is.
Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason have been the 1-2 punch for Minnesota this year. So I don't necessarily think Ty Chandler is that big of a loss for them. Alvin Kamara is out.
He's probably done for this season, I would assume.
And Devin Neal was placed on IR recently also. So that's not really ideal for it being the fantasy football playoffs right now. So that kind of stinks for the people who have Devin Neal and Alvin Kamara. And then Mason Taylor, he is out with a neck injury. But Jeremy Ruckert did just sign a 2-year extension with the team, so he should see a bunch of targets.
I know Marv is in. He's giving it a go.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess Xavier Weaver, we don't know yet. It's uncertain, but that's for the later slate. Drake London is expected to play, which is not surprised.
Honestly, I'm pretty surprised.
Actually, I never mind. I take that back, because Drake London hasn't played in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys see the latest on the Dolphins?
What happened?
Ian Rappaport has said that the Dolphins expect to keep Mike McDaniel this offseason. Very shocking on that. However,
I am very shocked.
However, they're expecting Tua to not be with the Dolphins next season.
If you get rid of Tua, just get rid of McDaniel.
Yeah.
I saw something too where they could cut Tyreek and save $23 million or whatever.
I think they're gonna tear it up. They're
Yeah.
essentially going to tear up whatever the regime is. They might try to have some trade inquiries for Waddle. It would not be shocking, especially a team like Denver that was probably looking at him at the trade deadline. It didn't happen, but wouldn't shock me if the talks go back to that. They might want to go draft a guy. I mean, I don't know if, of course, you guys saw the stuff with Joe Burrow and the Dolphins, but reportedly they offered
they were willing to give him four first-round draft picks.
4 first-round draft picks. So, my gut, I mean, they say that now. I mean, I believe it until I see it with Tua, because specifically he has a massive dead cap hit. And, just
True.
because Rap Sheet obviously said that things could obviously change and, by season's end. I know obviously, he means a lot to that team, so I think it'd be really tough. And two, I don't really know a lot of teams out there specifically that, I mean, maybe like a team, I don't know, like the Raiders or something, a team specifically that's kind of in just purgatory. Maybe he can go there. And I just don't know. I mean, I was listening to the show, which was great, by the way, from Friday. And you guys were talking about Tua, and I don't know who it was, but I think it might have been Nick, actually, saying the fact is he might not play football, down the road. And I would not be shocked
As
with
a
that
starter,
specific statement either. I mean, it's specifically been a guy that has taken a ton of injuries, concussions specifically, and just the overall type of quarterback he is now. He's a first read type of quarterback. He's thankfully been with a lot of great overall guys with him. He's on my team, so I mean, I really can't say much, but I mean, thankfully the last couple years have kind of gone on to him. But he's just not the same guy he once was. He just not. He just doesn't move well. If you could basically get him off of his spot, he's just very limited for pretty much what he can do. So, and I think teams did scout that, because he was very, very, very good to start his career. Very accurate, but I think once teams kind of start getting tape on him, he's not the same.
It's ever since that one where he was throwing up hand signs when he got that concussion, it was just not the same player after that.
I agree. And honestly, I don't think that he's there yet, but I will say, Jackson Dart may be the next coming of Tua. I know that they're not the same player, but Jackson Dart has already had like 5.
I have another comp that might be a little more like Jackson Dart, but I mean, in terms of the injury specific standpoint, the way that he's reckless, Tua's not really specifically reckless, specifically in his overall play. He just makes a lot of boneheaded mistakes. I think Jackson Dart's just very reckless in terms of the way that he is.
Sure.
I mean, even after the Patriot game, the media asked him about because of course he just got absolutely just
he got rocked. He got rocked.
And that game, and everybody, of course, at that point in time on the broadcast is just like, oh, that's a cheap shot. But then, of course, after you see the actual replay, he was clearly in bounds. Everybody basically like, oh yeah, he was actually in bounds. And they asked him about that after the game, and basically he's just like, it's football. Like, I'm just gonna keep on going out there and taking my hits and stuff. Dude, you got to understand specifically, yes, of course, football is a contact type of sport, but you're the quarterback. You're a franchise potential type of quarterback. And, you don't obviously want your career to be in jeopardy early on in your career at all.
Absolutely.
It's not specifically the point in time to obviously have those feelings. Now, granted, of course, he's still going to be a runner. I don't think he's specifically going to overall change his ways. But you talk about overall playing with fire. He's exactly the quarterback when you talk about playing with fire, because he basically has all the tools out there, but you basically kind of look at it as just he is just one hit away from I mean, I'm not obviously saying, cut for the rest of his career, because I hope that's not the case. I like Dart a lot, but you just got to be mentally.
You gotta be more careful.
Dart has to do what Lamar did after his first MVP, where he started passing it a little more, and then not relying on his legs so much. That's what he's got to do. Because Dart does have a good arm talent.
I mean, I got on Drake quite a bit last year. There was a couple of times I'm like, ugh, I don't know. And this year, I think they finally kind of got into a little bit. He's not actually running as much this year, so I don't know specifically. Maybe it's they just kind of want to keep him, more fresh specifically. I know obviously last game they did use him a lot, at least to start the game, which I'll talk about that game with you guys.
We can talk about that.
I don't really want to talk about it, but I will, because of course, I'll talk about my game tonight. And of course, your guys' game. Wow. I mean, that was
that's our next topic, actually.
What's that?
That's our next topic.
Yeah, that's our next.
Okay. All right, I'll say the rest.
Well, we don't just go into that game. We also go into the Eagles Commanders game because we have to.
We have to talk about it as much as we.
I didn't really watch
as the game itself kind of sucked, but
I watched. I would say like the second quarter and the second half of the Eagles Commanders game.
I just know there was a fight. That's all I know of that game.
I mean, it was a. I mean, why don't we just go into it?
Yeah.
So, the Eagles Commanders game ended how you would honestly probably think. The Eagles won 29-18. I mean, I wasn't gonna watch that game because that wasn't really the game that I cared about. But my dad put it on before we went to my dad's friend's house to watch the Bears game. The game started at 4. We probably put it on at like 4:30, and then we left at 5 o'clock to get to my dad's friend's house for the Bears game that started at 7:20. So we ended up watching the Eagles Commanders game at my dad's friend's house. And, I knew the Eagles were going to win. I didn't necessarily think that they'd score 29 because they haven't had that great of games this year, the Eagles, even though their record is 10-5? Is it 10-5?
Yeah, I mean they scored 31 last week.
Who were they playing last week though?
The Raiders, but they did score 31.
Well, you can't really justify.
We almost lost to the Raiders.
Okay, so. That's fair. But let's see. I could read the stats for you guys if you guys didn't know. You guys probably know.
All I know is Hurts had 2 touchdowns, 185. Devonta Smith 6 catches, 42 yards, and a touchdown. They like to go off when I'm already out of the playoffs, the fantasy playoffs. So
yeah, right. Yeah, that's how it goes. So yes, Jalen Hurts had 185 for 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley had 21 carries for 132 and 1 touchdown. Tank Bigsby actually had 4 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown. And then Jalen Hurts had 7 carries for 40 yards and no touchdowns. The leading receiver for the Eagles was AJ Brown, but he had no touchdowns. He had 9 receptions for 95 yards on 12 targets. Devontae Smith had 6 receptions for 42 yards and a touchdown. And Dallas Goedert had 3 receptions for 32 yards and a touchdown. On the flip side, so Marcus Mariota started the game, but then he got ruled out with a concussion. He completed 7 of 14 passes for 95 yards and got sacked once for a loss of 2 yards. But then Josh Johnson came in the second half because of Mariota's concussion.
Do you guys know who that is? I had no idea who that was.
Who's that?
Josh Johnson.
He's been a journeyman,
he's the journeyman quarterback. Yeah.
You talk about like journeyman, of course, is just it's a specific term you could say for a lot of guys, but he is the journeyman. Like you basically can talk about a specific team, and he's probably on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
He's like the modern era Josh McCown.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And I did not actually like mean to name two Joshes, but like Josh McCown has played for almost every football team, and Josh Johnson has played for like I want to say like 12 football teams. So it's the closest comp I could think of. But the Commanders' running game was pretty good, I would say. Chris Rodriguez Jr. Had 15 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown. Corey
Bill.
Bill got 8 carries for 25 yards and a touchdown. So, and then 3 other guys totaled for 2 yards. So,
but
there wasn't a great passing game for the Washington Commanders because they just couldn't pass the ball. Terry McLaurin got 53 yards on 3 targets, but most of his yards came on one play. Deebo Samuel, 3 receptions for 35 yards. His long was 20 yards, so not great on 4 targets. I mean, there's not much to say after that.
No, but this Bears-Packers game.
Yes, let's go into that. Let's go into that one because that one was the one that we were looking forward to.
Let me tell you, it was the ugliest Bears game for 3 quarters and 10 minutes of that game.
True statement there. I mean, I can't tell you, like me and my dad were watching it with like 5 other friends of ours. We were like pounding our fists mad on the counters, on any table surface we could. We were screaming at the TV. And then and honestly, I'm going to say this. For most of that game, I didn't think Caleb was going to get over 200 passing yards. And for reference, he ended with 250 and 2 touchdowns.
And he's 600 away from 4,000.
I'm going to say it though.
He's getting 380.
I don't think that 4,000 is going to happen. I do think that he can break the all-time pass record though.
You think he's in 3,900?
I think he can get 3,900. That's not that bad because the 49ers they're not really that good at defending the pass, or at least that's what I've read. Now I will admit this: I would love to have one or both of Luther and Rome back next week, but we'll have to see about that because that's a interesting snippet. But for me, I think Luther should be able to come back because he just has an ankle injury. That's not that big of a deal. But I would love Rome back also.
Yeah. Here you want to hear my takeaways from this game?
Sure.
The Packers without Jordan Love are still a good team. Don't get me wrong. They're not the same.
Oh, no one is.
But Malik Willis did still play good. Yeah, he had a few miss-ups here and there, but that's what happens. I still
think he completed like 75% of his passes.
Yeah.
So,
but first quarter, we drove down the field, 4th and 1. Snap it to Komet, have Komet run up the middle. Why are we trying to get fancy?
or just do a normal handoff.
Yeah, or that. Like, why are we trying to get super fancy in a game like that? Especially when the Packers didn't just did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They did an out route and CJ broke it up. But
yeah,
then there's nothing good in that second and third quarter. Nothing good happened there. Nothing good.
Because honestly,
terrible defense.
Caleb went into the fourth quarter with like 130 passing yards, and I'm like, this is not looking good. This could totally end with him getting less than 250 or 200, and I'm like, and I'm praying, like, please let something good happen. Something good happen. And at that point I wasn't even like hoping for a win. I was hoping for, one touchdown, 200. And honestly, so in one of my fantasy leagues, the one that pays money, I picked up Ja'Day Walker because I didn't know if T. Higgins was going to play. I picked him up, decided to bet on T. Higgins playing, and he is playing. But when I saw that Ja'Day Walker got that touchdown, I'm like, oh, I should have.
He only got 2 catches though.
Yeah, and
okay,
that league is basically a touchdown league, because when you think when you need yards, 25 yards is a point, not 10 yards like standard ESPN leagues or any other league. So as long as T. Higgins can get me a touchdown and 25 yards, I will take it.
Yeah, but to be fair, I thought we lost when Zacchaeus dropped the ball downfield, like 25. I think it was like a 25, 30-yard throw from Caleb, and he right here dropped it.
That was a perfect pass.
Perfect pass, dropped it, and then we ran it, and then Caleb got the 4th and 1. And yeah, I mean,
honestly, I will say this though. I think Caleb should have dove for the first down.
Yes.
When he slid.
I also didn't think he slid too early though.
Also, let me say this: like, I understand that when a player gives himself up, you do, you're down when your knee touches, but wasn't there a rule that you had to be touched for you to be marked down?
I thought so. I don't know. NFL's weird. They got too much rules now.
I just think that there should be a rule. In order for you to actually be marked down, you should be touched by a defender. Yeah. Because if that's a rule and that play happens like how it happened last night, Caleb would have gotten the first down regardless. Because when he was sliding, he wasn't touched yet, but that's just my thing.
But that throw to Walker, nuts.
Yeah.
Crazy throw. And then the throw to DJ, I was so scared when the ball was in the air. Heart was racing. You got it.
I'm pretty sure all Bears fans' heart rates were at least at 150 on during that overtime.
Because like you could hear the silence. That's how silent it was when the ball was in the air.
Oh yeah, it sucked.
All right, that's enough from the Bears.
Yeah, that's enough, because we actually are going to go into the Bears versus Packers game tomorrow in our own personal podcast. So we don't want to talk about it too much, even though we probably talked about it a little bit too much. But so I mean, what are your guys' games of the week? Honestly, like, there's an argument that you could say that the games of the week already happened, whether that be Thursday or one of the
Thursday was for sure the game of the week. Like, even going into that game, like before it even happened, that was game of the week.
Oh, absolutely. I
The
agree
two
with you.
best records in the NFC going at it. So
Yeah, no, I agree. But like if you actually look at the games for today, what is like the I've got a good one.
I got 3.
You go first, Michael.
So I got Ben's game. That's game of the week. That's one of them.
That's a good one.
Then Jags Broncos could be
That
a
was
very
my
good
one.
one.
That was my one.
And then I have a sneaky one. Bucks Panthers for the NFC South.
That's a good. You know what? That's a good one. I like that. I mean, my game of the week is the Jaguars and Broncos. I do believe that the Broncos will be out on top on that one, but I think the Jaguars could keep up, honestly. Now
I don't doubt the Jags. It's just how good the Broncos defense is going to be, which they've been incredible lately.
I like your picks. I like the Patriots and Ravens. I like the Jaguars and Broncos. I would normally not put this on my game of the week, but because it helps the Bears, I have to put this on my game of the week. I was going
to do it. I wasn't going to do it. I know exactly what you're doing.
I have to put the Steelers and Lions on my game of the week radar. And that's because if the Steelers beat
or tie
the Lions today, the Bears are in the Bears are going to make the playoffs, but like if the Steelers win or tie today, the Bears will actually already be in the playoffs. So
yeah.
I mean, what about you, Ben? What are your games of the week or game of the week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a bit biased, but I think our game is right at the top. You know, obviously, the Ravens are playing really desperate football.
And something is definitely wrong with Lamar. Something we don't know, but something is.
But I think Lamar is going to bring his best, like he usually does against us. So I know obviously he's not the same guy, but I don't know. I like us bouncing back. I think last week definitely taught a lot, as much as it hurt. Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't have Milton or we don't have Spillane playing tonight, but I think next week when we play the Jets, I think Milton will be back.
Ben, you don't really need to worry about the Jets. You're gonna kick.
No. I'm not worried about them specifically. I'm just talking about when I think Milton will be back for specifically, because he's been out for a little while. So I'm not worried about next week, honestly. To be honest, I think tonight specifically is another testament game. But I do think Lamar he doesn't have that passing that Josh has. Josh is just so much more dynamic. I think this year he's just playing like just a different beast.
Oh, sure.
And Lamar is taking a lot more sacks this year. So I do think that if we can kind of stack the box, limit as much as we can at Derrick Henry, I think that we have a really good shot. The Ravens have a really weak passing defense, and they might be without Kyle Hamilton tonight, from what I have been reading.
Oh, that's
big. That would change a lot of things, specifically if Hamilton is out.
Run game a lot more too.
So I think especially Trevion last week. Trevion was an absolute bulldog last week. And I think if we just keep pounding the rock, they're a really good team against the run. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a close one. I forgot the spread line. I think we're 3.5 point underdogs tonight.
It switched. It just switched 3 now.
3.
Okay. But when we did our show, it was 3.5.
Yeah. So I think it'll be my prediction score is we win 27-24. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
I think I've got a field goal. They got a chance to go down and try to tie it. I think we make a stop. So I think it'll be a tough one, but I think we'll pull it out. I think we're a really good team that bounces back, and we're going to be breaking our all whites this week. Another thing too,
like the all whites.
Another thing too is I don't want to jinx it, but we are the only team in the AFC that has not lost yet on the road, and it's been now week 16. So we're still.
Ben, just now that you said it, you might jinx it.
Well,
no.
I mean,
we don't jinx here.
I mean, listen, we only have a couple more weeks left, so I mean, if I was going to jinx it all at some point, hopefully that's not the case now. But
so if the Pats have to win 2 to guarantee the East,
so we could clinch a playoff spot today if the
Bills lose.
If we win today specifically, we clinch a playoff spot. Unless there is 2 other scenarios that we can clinch a playoff spot. We cannot get the East, though, today. That's essentially the only thing. If we won last week, we definitely been able to clinch the East.
Even if the Bills technically lose and Patriots win, you can't clinch it?
No.
Oh, because then you can lose out and they'll win out.
It's division, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that I like, though, is the Bills have Eagles next week, and we got the Jets. So if we essentially just take care of business tonight, I think if we just beat the Jets, we should be fine. Yeah. And then that last game should mean nothing. So, we'll see. But I do think if we win tonight, I think just clinching a playoff spot would feel awesome.
So both of our teams could clinch a playoff spot tonight.
Because
there's another scenario where we can clinch even if we do lose, and that would have to either be the Raiders upsetting the Texans, which will not happen.
No.
I don't think it will happen, but that'll not happen. Or if the Colts lose tomorrow night to San Francisco, which
might happen.
So I would just hate to.
That depends on which Phillip Rivers shows up.
I would just kind of hate to clinch without actually doing it specifically. I kind of wanted to actually get rewarded for it, and I think that this team has definitely earned the right to be able to clinch specific by playing their best football. And I think tonight will definitely bring the best of them. I think last week, being up 21 points, they arguably played one of their worst halves of football last week in the second half. And I think the thing is too is the Pats are arguably the worst red zone defense in the league. And so if you're able to kind of keep them without being in the red zone specifically, I think you're able to do okay. The Ravens also too are a very good team in the red zone. So I mean, something kind of has to give with that. So I think if we get in the red zone, we can be able to score touchdowns. And I was listening to a pregame show when I was at work this morning that I listen to almost every single Sunday, and they basically said that Josh Allen could be able to come back specifically from big margins. Lamar Jackson and that offense cannot, because they run a specific offensive style in which they basically just run the football a lot heavily, while the Bills specifically just Josh Allen basically could just have it in a couple of throws, and they're pretty much already in the red zone.
Yeah, so, the Ravens' offense is more ground and pound, run the clock off. That's what it is.
And another thing, too, that people have to understand, granted, it was a good win for Buffalo. I give them that. But we were up 21-0, and then we had on special teams. They got their first touchdown actually off of a special teams face mask that we had that basically pretty much put them in really good position. James Cook got the touchdown, made it 21-7. We did get a field goal at the end for halftime, and we could have obviously could have gotten a touchdown if we made it been a little bit better with the clock. But we got a field goal, so we were still up 3 scores. But then that initial kickoff to start the second half, Ray Davis, we kept kicking into him. He got almost a half field. It was terrible coverage. Our special team was awful on Sunday. And then they got a touchdown. They scored on 5 straight ensuing possessions via touchdowns. I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, and every single time too, it was like watching a movie specifically that you just basically just know the nightmare is about to happen. And that's the way I was kind of watching this game.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we don't score here. They're about to score, and all of a sudden we're in 1-score game. And yeah, it was just one of those type of days. I had to go Christmas shopping after with my family. I did not want to do that.
I was just mad.
Sunday was just one of those moods that I'm like, damn, man. Like, and then I saw a Patriot fan when I was Christmas shopping at the mall, basically went up to him like tough loss and everything like that. I got to get it off that, off my my chest and stuff like that. But I moved on. I moved on pretty much by Tuesday. I mean, take a look at the teams that choked this week. I mean, I kind of look at them and I'm like, all right, it doesn't feel bad after. I mean, of course it sucks, but obviously the Packers last night, they really just had an onside game. I mean, credit to you guys though, hell of a game. I didn't even get to see the ending of it because
we shouldn't have won.
I had to go to sleep because I had to be up for work in the morning. It's crazy because the two games specifically that I at least saw bits and pieces of, I came back on Thursday for my basketball internship, and I was listening to the car ride home. The Rams were up by 2 scores and 6 minutes left. I'm all right, this is over. I get back home. I'm about to go to sleep, and I got the text alert on my phone saying that the 2-point conversion, the crazy 2-point conversion was converted, and all of a sudden I'm like, what happened? And then I go to sleep last night. Packers were up 16-9 or whatever.
16-3. It was 16-3 at one point.
Yeah, and I'm listening to Westwood One, which shout out to them on TuneIn Radio. They do some of the big primetime football games. They do a very good job on that overall thing. And I'm listening to one of the broadcasters. They're like, "Well, here comes the onside kick, for the Bears." And then halfway through, I'm just in a deep sleep, and then all of a sudden I hear Bears got it. I'm waking up like, what happened? And then I just hear the Caleb touchdown. I hear that call is a fantastic call they had, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to put it back on my TV to kind of see this overtime. I never did. So all of a sudden, I was thinking I was about to listen to the end of it. I just pretty much did not hear the whole entire. I was just knocked out by that point. So I woke up this morning and I'm thinking, we'll see what happens. And all of a sudden, when my first alerts on my phone, it said Bears and probable comeback. So I was like, I bet you guys are be absolutely happy for that. And I saw the touchdown Caleb threw. That was a hell of a throw that he threw to DJ Moore. I mean, that basically
pinpoint. The thing about that throw is that's one of Caleb's longest throws this year. He hasn't thrown the deep ball very often, but the longest throw that he had this year was
the
Luther flea flicker.
He made his best throw. I mean, he saved it for most critical point of the season. I mean, specifically, that is a massive game on the line, pretty much at the 50. And if that ball is specifically a little bit behind DJ Moore, that probably is intercepted. I mean, specifically the way that he caught it and where the defender essentially played really good coverage. I mean, you can't really discredit the overall coverage. It was just a hell of a ball. It reminded me. I mean, I'm not going to go this far specifically, but Brady had so many incredible deep balls. I mean, I could obviously go time to time, but there was a couple to Randy Moss that I remember that basically it was right here in the bucket. And it's you had to be able to get in the bucket or else it could have been deflected or picked. And Caleb just threw. That was that. I mean, you can make an argument that could have been Caleb's best throw as a Chicago Bear. I mean, you really can make a massive argument. Just in terms of the overall, implications with the franchise going this year. I mean, there's a really good argument. It could be one of his best throws he's ever had in Chicago.
Yeah, it's crazy because we had probably back-to-back games where Caleb's thrown his best pass as a Bear. So if he just keeps on doing that, the touchdown to DJ Moore last week was incredible. He threw it over 3 defenders. I think another thing too
is the interception that he threw at Green Bay, where you guys obviously could have had a shot to make it to go to overtime. What happens? He misses DJ Moore, a wide open DJ Moore that he did not see, and he goes specifically for the end zone and gets picked. It's okay, well, that specifically you could probably lay on him, and he probably will admit it. What does he do? Plays a team a couple weeks later. Winner take all type of situation for the division, and he throws a dot to redeem himself. And it's that's specifically what type of really good trait of a quarterback that you have, in which you could be able to not only trust in your guys specifically at the receiving, core, but just the overall. Okay, I remember what I did a couple weeks ago. I'm not letting that happen again. Instead, I'm going there and I'm winning the game. What did he do on 4th down after getting the onside kick? Touchdown pass. What is he doing overtime, specifically almost at midfield? Touchdown pass to end the game. That's specifically a guy that at least that tells me specifically that he is a confident player right now when the lights are shining bright at this point in time. And this is the best that I have seen Caleb Williams play. It really is. I mean, and people want to obviously make that same argument in terms of the Bears and the Broncos and the past in terms of, well, half the schedule they've been playing. At this point in time, the argument's stupid. We're at week 16. The record specifically speaks who you are, right? Yeah. And I think the Bills-Pats game, oh, my God, the social media after the Pats joked in, oh, you guys are frauds. See?
Where was the Bills slander when you guys beat them earlier?
Oh, no, I know. But it was like, oh, my God, like, especially after like 10 straight weeks, and then we finally lose, and then half our fan base is like, see? Like, maybe we didn't play. It's like, listen, it was a good game. Crazy shit happens. It reminded me of the Eagles lost against the Cowboys in Dallas, where the Eagles had like a 21-point lead. They choked it. Philly just won the division. So it's a week-by-week type of league. And, look at Alabama against Oklahoma on Friday night, college football playoff. Oklahoma had a 17-0 lead. Alabama comes back. They're moving on. Texas A&M, they were ready to go on yesterday against Miami. Awful game down 10-3. Marcel Reed throws a pick right at the goal line. It's a sport specifically that has so many emotions. Mm-hmm. And that Bears-Packers game, I think, is the absolute even the Seahawks-Rams game, that specifically is a crazy game of emotions, and it's the best type of game to watch of emotions if it's not your team.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what football is. Football is just anything happens. And it's shown this week, last week even too. Like it's shown basically the last 3 weeks that anything can happen.
All right, we got a couple more topics to go into today before we end this off, and we got 13 minutes. So I mean, for the next topic, there's only one. Honestly, toilet bowl game that
I know you're gonna say Saints Jets. It's not Saints Jets. I'm telling you this right now.
It's not.
There's 2 toilet bowl games that are just gonna be one-sided. It's Texans Raiders and Bills Browns. It's gonna be so one-sided that's not even gonna be funny. That's a toilet bowl game to me.
Well, I mean, I don't even think that we need to go into this topic because honestly, you are probably right.
Because honestly, I could see the Saints Jets game hitting the over.
What is the over-under on
I don't know. If it's over 40, I could see it hitting over 40 because there's going to be no defense. And somehow miracles just happen. Like we were just talking. Stuff happens so much in this game or in this sport where they'll just score points. But that's just what will happen.
All right. Well, I believe you. I mean, do you have anything to say, Ben, on this? I don't really have anything to say because Michael kind of stole my.
Because I just knew what you were gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you take a look at a lot of the games, today. The Bills Browns game. I picked the Bills in my lock of the week. However, I do think that this game could be a low-key trap game for the Bills, especially after coming off of a all-time high comeback against the Pats. They've been a team specifically that has had terrible first halves. And I think they're going to win this game. They're a much better team. But I think that the Browns, obviously Myles Garrett is trying to get that sack record, which I think is something.
He'll get that today. I think he'll get that today.
So I think that they're going to be playing a little bit with some desperation in the first half. I think that defense is pretty solid. They have a really good secondary. The Bills, the one thing about them that I saw last week, they have no threats on the outside at all. They still are
Keon Coleman's out.
Keon Coleman has been up and down. Even when he did play last week, he had a play where he caused a pass interference, but he dropped the ball. Like it was only maybe one play. Brandon Cooks had a drop. He's been kind of a veteran, kind of complimentary piece. I mean, Khalil Shakir's okay. I mean, he's a fine player.
Shakir's been good.
Yeah. But they basically really rely on Josh, James Cook, and their tight ends. That's pretty much kind of how they rely on
Knox and Connect,
their tight ends are really good, and then Cook's obviously, nasty. So, I think the Browns, I actually get that game in my area, so I'm curious to see how that game goes. If Shador is able to keep the turnovers down, and the Bills still can't stop the run. I mean, you kind of saw what happened last week against my team. They can't stop the run. I mean, the Browns, I think, with Judkins has shown that he's been able to kind of exploit with some big runs, at least in his career so far.
Yeah.
He's been definitely a candidate for Rookie of the Year. So I think that could be a very trappish type of game, is the Browns-Bills game. I know the Bills are 10.5-point favorites. I think they'll probably win, if I had to probably say, like a 24-13 type of game. But I think it's gonna be a close game to start. So I think that's kind of how I have it.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's like you said, I think it's gonna be close, and then the Bills will just they'll just take away. They've been a second half team basically all year, and they're pretty much going to have it where they kind of sleepwalk, at least to start, like the first half, kind of like they have been. But they're not going to have to worry about coming back like they had to do against us and do against the Bengals. Yeah. They're going to be able to basically play on their own terms and pretty much win it comfortably, handily. So, do you guys make any bets before we? So I did one yesterday.
I actually made some bets, Grant.
Yeah, let's put this.
I do have a bet. It's a very, very unlikely bet, but I was like, if I'm going to make a bet, it was free money because yesterday I bet $5 for the Bears to win when we were down 13-3, and I won 31 from that. So I was like, screw it, I'll make a big bet.
All right, let's hear it.
All touchdowns. 7 touchdowns. So it pays a lot. Josh Allen, Bucky Irving, Pickens. I didn't do Achane, I did Ollie Gordon. Because every time I bet on Achane,
Gordon gets the touchdown.
Yeah. I did Jackson Dart, Kareem Hunt, and Breece Hall. All very unlikely. I might hit 2 of these. I might hit Josh Allen and Jackson Dart. But
you take a chance. You take a chance
to win $21,000.
21,000? All right, man. Hit me up if you win all those, all right?
I'll get you a DoorDash gift card. Don't worry.
No, I'm joking. No.
But no, that's the only one I have.
If that hits, you and me will go out and celebrate. All right?
Yeah, we'll go to Cooper's Hawk. We'll celebrate.
Oh, hey, I just went there for my sister. My sister just graduated college last weekend, and I wasn't able to go to her graduation, so we went to Cooper's Hawk for her graduation dinner.
There we go. Yeah, we'll go to Cooper's Hawk, or I might treat us to Roots Chris. I don't know.
All right.
Another steak place, but
right.
What do you got, Ben?
I have a couple.
I don't bet, so I'll just.
I put for the Pats Ravens game. I put a couple alternate yards. I had Matt Collins for over 50. I had Lamar Jackson for 50 plus, and Stephon Diggs for 75 plus.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's a good one. See, when I want to do the safe bets, I'd do stuff like that. I like betting on the NBA personally over the NFL, but
yeah,
it's all right.
I mean, do you guys got a favorite game? I mean, for me, my favorite game already happened because it happened last night.
I think the Pats game specifically.
Pats is probably my favorite game left.
Yeah,
game left. It's definitely.
I think it'll be. I think the Pats Ravens game is kind of like it's gonna be a solid game. But I'd say my favorite game, if I'm not like on my team, is gonna be the Bucks and Panthers.
Yeah,
I think that game specifically, like low key, because the Bucks have the Dolphins next week. So I think that they should be able to win that game. And then they got the Panthers again. So which sucks is I'm going to be down in Tampa next week on vacation. And if I was there the following week, I was going to probably try to go to that game. It was the Panthers-Bucks game, that last game in Tampa.
That would have been a good game to go to.
Yeah, because a lot of times when I'm down, like in Florida for Christmas, they're usually playing and they're at home, like they had the last couple of years. Last year, I saw the Bucks play at home against the Panthers. Did I see them? Yeah, I think Panthers last year.
Yeah, they've been playing them later in the year.
Yeah, I see like the same team. Like funny enough, when I saw Brady against the Panthers as a Buck. That was a game that Mike Evans had 3 touchdowns.
Oh, lucky.
Okay.
I was at that one. That was crazy.
Hey, Mike Evans.
It's looking. It's well. Say the Panthers do win, they have Seattle next week.
Yep.
And then the Bucks will. If the Bucks beat, they play Miami.
I think I saw them play the Saints.
Okay. So then say Panthers win, then they'll lose to Seattle, and then the Bucks will lose, and then they'll win against the Saints, I think. They'll get back against the Saints, even though the Saints did beat them earlier.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Bucks game. I saw them playing.
Oh, okay.
No, they have Miami, and then they have Carolina again.
So they'll play Miami. I think they'll beat Miami. So then you're saying this Week 18 game's going to be for playoffs or not?
Yeah, that could be definitely a game they flex into at night.
Yeah, that could be. I could see that being a flex game.
They should, for sure.
They should, yeah.
I wonder if the NFL would flex the Bears and Lions Week 18 game, because that's.
Well, if we win one, there's no need to flex.
Panthers have Seattle next week. Okay, the Bucks. I think the Bucks. Did I pick them to? I think I had them picking. I had the Bucks winning today. Yeah, I mean, they win today. I think that they're going to win the division. I do, even though I know that they haven't been playing as well recently. I think maybe getting on the road. I think with getting Mike back, they haven't played since last Thursday, so I think that they definitely have a little more time off, and I think playing a team that they're familiar with, I think will have some motivation.
I actually have the Panthers winning.
I mean, it could go either way. I'm not like confident saying.
No, yeah, but
the Bucks are going to win like that. But I think I'm going to have them. I think they pull it out.
What was the spread? What did we have the spread at? 3. So I didn't have the Panthers winning. I just have them covering the spread. I could very well see it being a 1-score game.
I did. I think to the overhit of the Bears Packers. I think I had that.
No, it was under, because it was 45.5, and it was 22-16.
Yeah.
I think I picked the over. And I picked the Rams on.
I picked
the
Bears.
Oh no, Nick picked. Yeah, you did pick the over. Yep. I picked the Bears. I had the Bears.
I didn't lock them, but I picked them.
Yeah, I didn't lock them either. I should have locked them. I locked the Cowboys.
I locked the.
I did a weird lock this week.
I locked the Bengals. I locked the Bengals.
I locked the Bills against the Browns.
I locked the Bengals against the rookie quarterback and the Miami Dolphins. So I think I'm good there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it. This is going to be our last.
Do it.
Gridiron Guru is next Sunday, right?
Yeah, we got next Sunday and the Sunday after that, I believe.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a year-round thing, I think, because we're gonna do this in the off season too. So I mean,
we could do it for playoffs too.
Yeah,
that'd be something. Because the Bears will be in the playoffs.
We'll be in the playoffs.
Pats will be in the playoffs. We got playoff teams. So
yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next Sunday. And we'll probably recap the Saturday games, even though they might not be as interesting as yesterday's. But we're gonna keep doing this. So enjoy another football Sunday, and hope you guys do good in your fantasy playoffs because they start this week. So,
and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but let's go Steelers.
Yep. Come on, Rodgers. I need you one time only.
Let's clinch a spot tonight. Let's get revenge from last week.
Let's get it.
Yep.
Take care, Wolves.